Hey, what am I musing about today? Alcoholism. That's a bitch, isn't it? Here's the thing, and this is what I'm musing about, is I am an alcoholic. However, I got sober by the grace of my holy, very merciful, loving Father, my Creator, Yahweh, who sent his only begotten Son to me in 2018. I was in a prison cell, and Jesus came into that prison cell, and then he entered my every cell. And I was never the same, thank God, because I was one blind, deaf, dumb, drunk, distracted, deluded, and most of all, I was deceived. I was all of those things at the age of 48, nearly 7 years ago. 7 years sober. I'll never forget it. I was reading a prayer out loud, and I didn't really even believe the words that I was speaking aloud. But it was then that Jesus entered that prison cell. And when he did, he took the generational curse that has plagued my family unit. It imploded it, my family unit. Yes, it did. Alcoholism. Out of 5 in my family unit, 3 of us are severely, fatally alcoholic. Yeah. I found my father dead from that very disease at the age of 26. Know what I did? I reached for a drink. I was 26 years old. And when I found my father dead of alcoholism, the first thing I did was I reached for a drink. It happened to be, what was it? It was Malibu rum. He was a rum drinker. Can you believe the power of that curse? The power of that stronghold. Of course, I was an unbeliever. So if you're an unbeliever, you're demonized. If you don't believe that Jesus is who he is, you got demons. Even if you do believe Jesus is King of Kings because we know the truth, we still have demons. Believe it, especially now because it's so strong a season. It's not only the season of the witch, it's the season of the wizard, of Azazel, of Samyaza, of Ha-Satan, of all the Nephilim, of all, everybody's out is my feeling. Why? Because it's the last lap, biblically. Yeah. We're in Ha-Satan short season and have been for about 300 years-ish with the millennial kingdom behind us. Yeah. Not much further to go, thank goodness. And I'm glad. I mean, I'm more than glad. Glad is lame, okay? To have had the opportunity to meet Jesus Christ. And I had been in AA for 32 years. Yeah. A lot of good that did me. Jesus saves. And he saved a wretch like me. And he pulverized that generational curse. I mean, dusted it. It turned into a zillion pieces of dust. And I hope some of my demons choked on it because they had been devouring me for decades. Decades. Yeah. What am I musing about? I am musing about alcoholism. Because now, in my 6th year sober, I caretake a property and a gentleman who is in later stage alcoholism. It's excruciating. I mean, karma's a bitch. Don't even, cut it. It's the hardest thing that I've ever had to watch. Ever. And because I have to watch this sober. I've learned so much, though. My father is doing this very purposefully, of course. It's excruciating for me. But I figured out a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have if I hadn't been here, okay? One thing that I've learned for certain is why the hell no one wanted to be around me. I've learned what a legion of demons is within a human being. And I've learned to oppose a 12-foot demon who manifested from this said alcoholic gentleman. Gentleman, I use that term loosely. He's barely human. He's almost like a peanut shell of a human being and entirely demonized. He's got to have, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you. About 600 demons. Guaranteed. Why? Because, for a drunk alcohol or anyone that consumes that flesh-eating spirit, Alkuhl. Yeah, that's really what it is. That's why it's called spirits. Look no further than the Fireball bottle to see what the hell you're drinking. Because it's from hell. Yeah. 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 Alcohol is a demon, and it just opens wide our temple doors. So the demons within me for decades just came in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, as I became more and more demonized and more insane and more treacherous. For this entire realm, I became a force of drunken, insane, reckless stupidity. I was a big, fat drunk, and I was demonized. And that's no joke. And look, for anyone out there that I adversely affected, I'm repentive. I am repentant, I should say. And repentive. I am. I am all of the above. I repent and I apologize. I apologize for pouring that shit down my pothole. Okay, that's my part. And that's what a hard thing about it is to accept is it's self-inflicted. And the powerlessness that I am experiencing from a sober point of view, looking at someone who is literally insane. And you know what causes most all of the true core insanity of alcoholism is sleep deprivation. Yeah. Because the drug itself, the depressant, alcohol, Alkuhl, the demon, the darkness, the poison that it is, okay? What it does for every human is it robs us of our deep REM, healing, renewing sleep. Yeah. So A drunk like this man literally hasn't had a good sleep for 30 years. And I'm serious. And that's why the other night he woke me up, even though he lives in a different building altogether. Okay. There's a cabin and then a barn, a lofted barn. And he has the lofted barn and I'm in the cabin. Okay. And he woke me up 3 nights ago and he said, come look, there are grizzly bears, huh? So I got up and he even had binoculars. Yeah. And even offered a pillow for me to kneel on so I could take the binoculars and really look at the grizzly bears. They were rocks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not shitting you, okay? And I'm watching this. And I'll tell you this, I hate alcoholism. And this person, this barely human, demonized, fully insane person, this is the very last drunk standing in my world ever again. Ever. Yet. I can't believe I was this. And I was. It's a thief. It robbed this person and it robs everybody of our brain, our mind, our soul, our psyche, our sanity, our ability to be authentic. There's no there. There is only spirits of alcoholism and spirits of alcohol. That's it. And if you're a sober-minded Christian human, I am standing in opposition of you completely. So I'm torn because my Father tells me, and Jesus, my King, always prefers that we have compassion for one another. And by it, I try. How do you have compassion for demons? I mean, because that's all I see. I don't see human much anymore. See. So it's just been excruciating. Reminds me of Peter, right? This. Yeah. Agreed. Peace. And may this video find you sober-minded.